Well, g'day everybody. How you doing? Today I'm having a squiz at the Piper PA28 Arrow 3 by Just Flight. This aircraft is available in the online store, as you can see here. Can't remember how much it costs. It's under $50. This, in my opinion, is one of the best GA aircraft that you can actually buy in the store. It's magnificent. It's fantastic to fly. The real life tendencies and stuff on this aircraft are absolutely brilliant. So if we have a look at it, it's a model PR28R 201 Arrow 3. Let's see, it has obviously animations, really good textures, ground chocks and stuff, which we will have a look at. It does have the visual icing effects and ground services, the truly 3D virtual cockpit, GPS unit selection. It has a whole pile of absolutely brilliant stuff in it, and it flies absolutely magnificently. Absolutely magnificently. I love flying this. I've always loved the Piper Arrow anyway. So let me head back into game, and we'll have a look at this thing. Okay, here we are. Look at this little beast. It's really well modeled. We're down at Parafield Airport. Having a look at the modeling and stuff, as per usual, I do like Just Flight aircraft, and have a look at that. You can see you can actually see some little oil spots and stuff that have gone over the cowl there and whatnot. At the moment, the aircraft has its chocks out and is in tie down, and yeah, it's just a beautiful plane to look at, beautiful plane to fly as well. I've found that I always find the modeling on the Just Flight stuff really good. You got your flaps there, your ailerons there. No push. This is the one that I'm actually using in my NeoFly series, so that's why we have an English registration, because that's the one that we're using. So yeah, not bad texture-wise and stuff. The when you get up a little bit close, things get a little bit pixelated and stuff, but you're never usually that close anyway. So yeah, beautiful looking aircraft. Beautiful looking on the tarmac, and beautiful looking when you get in there and start flying the thing. So let's jump inside the cockpit, and you'll see over here we have the Just Flight electronic flight bag, which comes as part of the aircraft. You can set aircraft states, cold and dark, ready for start, ready for takeoff. You've got options here. You've got state saving. You've got state saving, which will enable the state of the aircraft, meaning that as you fly the aircraft and start to do damage and wear and tear and stuff, it will remember that wear and tear every time you fly the aircraft. So you may, you may start having some failures or anything like that. It also has auto fuel selector if you're one of those people that doesn't like to manage your fuel. This does have a left and right tank, as you can see down here. It's got a left and right tank, and the auto fuel management will basically select the tank that has the lower amount of fuel and keep swapping between the two to maintain a balance in your wings. All right, you've got an option here to turn your yokes off, which you can also do by clicking the yoke the yoke saddle there, so you can turn those on and off. Fuses are working in this. I think most of the fuses in this actually work, so you can do your fuse popping and stuff like that. You've got your cabin door, and you've got your baggage door, you've got your cabin door, and you've got your oil door as well. You can enable and disable the co-pilot in here. Maintenance there, you can do maintenance on your aircraft as you go, which is actually really cool as well. So that's what that does. Let's just quickly jump outside and have a look at the aircraft with those things open. Okay, so we've got our chocks down. As I said, they're all down. We've got the door open there for We've got the door open there for the cockpit, which is the cabin door, and we have the baggage door, which is open there as well. Sorry about that, which is open there as well. On the other side of the aircraft, as you can see, we have the oil door open as well. So once we go in there, we can actually undo the chocks, and we can close all of those doors up once we jump back inside the aircraft. Okay, so back in the cockpit, we can remove the chocks, we can remove the tie downs, close the cabin door, close the baggage door, close the oil door. As I said, we're currently in state saving. All right, you can also change the different types of equipment that you have in here. You can have the PMS50 GTN as the GPS. You can have your old school GPS 100 radios, which is absolutely brilliant. The aircraft that I flew in when I was doing my license had all of this old stuff. You can have the dual Garmin's, the 530 and the 430. You can have the 530 there, as well as the old school your old school nav and com stuff, which is really, really good. And you can have the 530, and I think this is I can't remember what model this one is. I think this is the 750 or something. That's the PMS 550. All right, lovely. So to turn this on and off, you can actually use this switch right here, which turns that turns that panel on and off. And if I enable the co-pilot, you'll see that there's a co-pilot in here. Or you can disable your co-pilot as well. All right, lovely. Modeling wise, it really is a good looking. The modeling has been done really, really, really well on this. I'll just zoom us down a little bit here, and as you can see, really good 3D modeling, really nice textures and stuff right throughout this. For the virtual cockpit, the yokes are modeled really well. That one's a bit worn. You can't sort that out. You can't do anything about that. But I mean, have a look at the quality of the gauges. Absolutely brilliant, as per usual with Just Flight stuff. I do like Just Flight. I do like the stuff that Just Flight do, which is absolutely magnificent. You've got your pedals. You've got all your pedals down here, your fuel selector. You've got a fire extinguisher down there. You've got your park brake there. You've also got your nose trim, your rudder trim, your flap lever, the old mechanical flap lever and stuff, your EGT. You've got your alternate air open and closed there, which is good. All of your button switches there, including your nav and radio, your nav and radios, lights, your lighting and stuff here, PIDOT, anti-collision, rotating beacon, landing lights, fuel pump, alternator, and battery as well. So she's, as you can see, she is an absolutely beautiful aircraft, modeled really well inside as well. It feels like I can almost smell it. Even down to the detail of having some muck on your carpet and some dirt on your carpet and stuff as well. But everything here is just modelled absolutely brilliantly. There's your trims there, and you've also got your emergency down switch right there. Let's bring that back up. So basically there's 3 stages of that. If you click that all the way forward, then it'll bring your landing gear down. All right, lovely. Let's fire this beast up and see how we go. All right, so I'm just going to turn that off just so that you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to do everything. Well, I can't really do everything manually. I'm doing everything on my controllers. So we're going to put the battery on. There we go. We're going to put the alternator on. We're going to throw our beacon on. I think our fuel pump is right there, and it is. I'm going to just check our levers. Those levers are okay. Everything's good there. We're going to bring our mixture fully forward. going to make sure that that's in the off position. Right and left magnetos, and start the aircraft up. Don't do that. Man, that annoys the crap out of me. That really annoys the crap out of me. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, this is the, what is it? The GS 730? 730, I think. Yeah, it may be. It may be. All right, beautiful. Beautiful. So she is started now. You usually want to while you're idling, bring your mixture back a little bit and bring your prop up to 1000. You want to sit here and idle at about 1000 on your RPM. You always want to do that on the Piper Arrow. So there we go. That is lovely. The really sure. I'm sure it's the touchscreen 730. I reckon it is. As you can see there, we can do our zooming in and out. That's just your standard stuff there. You can change between VLOC and GPS. And as you can see, you can change that using this switch down here, the nav and GPS switch, which you will need to do if you're not using this particular radio as well. So you've got all your frequencies that you can dial in. We've got a message there saying that there's no departure airport because we don't actually have a flight plan set. And then you've got your backup sitting over there, which is basically a smaller version of this. All right, it's your ADF there, which you can put in your your NDB frequencies and stuff like that. Now, I just wanted to check here. There we go. You can see there that the fuses are working. That's the landing gear fuse right there. If we use the let's see, rotating beacon, engine group, alternator, autopilot, pitch trim, the transponder, radio lights. So everything here actually works. So, or at least most of it does. So, so that's actually really cool that happens, and I'm really glad that that type of stuff is actually being thrown into the aircraft now. Anyway, it makes a huge difference to me because it allows you to do real life operations and stuff like that. So if we just jump into our checklist for this aircraft, as you can see, it does have an extensive checklist that does come with the aircraft itself. I know I didn't go through that, but you've got your pre-flight interior, exterior before engine start, your engine start, your taxiing, your ground check, your before takeoff, climb, cruise, descent, approach, landing, after landing, shutdown, and securing. So really good, really extensive checklists, as you can see. So landing light as required. We'll tick that item. Avionics is on. Throw our buses on there. Tick that item. Radios are set. Transponder is set. Altimeter setting is set, as you could see. There we go. I was just flying in. I was just flying over in Friday Island. Heading indicator is set. Taxi area is clear. Parking brakes. Parking brake we will release. As you can see, parking brake is released. We can tick that item. Brakes have been tested. And our flight instruments, if I can just bring this down just a tad, check for correct indication. So you would be checking your gyro there, and you would also be checking your heading here, and make sure that everything else is working very well. All right, lovely. We can turn our fuel pump off now. We can turn our taxi lights and our nav lights on, and we will take this, tick that item as well. We will take this as take this for a little bit of a flight. So the aircraft taxis and responds as you would expect the aircraft to do. if you were flying the real aircraft. Braking is good. I said there's a Piper Arrow on the runway out there, but I don't know where. The braking is good. The braking works very, very well. As the Islander, I am going to do a review on that Islander at some point in time. Rudder pedals, feeling the rudder. The rudder is actually pretty good as well. She works pretty well. So responds as you would expect it to respond. So okay, parking brakes off. We're clear. We are clear there as well. And our prop is, as per the checklist, is full. And we will rotate it around 60 knots here. So we're going to come around. Remembering that this aircraft has landing gear as well.
Cleared for takeoff runway 26 left Piper 1 Whiskey Lima.
Okay, bringing in full throttle. As you would expect, the aircraft wants to pull to the left quite a bit, which is what you would expect. So a little bit of right rudder. We're at 60 knots. Let's bring the nose up, and we're up. All right, now we've got a positive rate. We want to put the gear up, which is what we've just done. And we'll maintain our climb out in this direction. We'll just confirm that the gear is up, and it is up and checked. We'll bring up a stage of flaps as well, and we'll trim the aircraft. Not too much though, Simi, not too much. Now what you would normally want to do is fly this aircraft out at about 80 knots, 75 to 80 knots, so you'd want to trim for that, which would be expected. But we are doing a circuit here, so we're at 800. We are going to turn around and do our circuit and bring this little beast down to land. Just going to trim the aircraft down now that we're nearly at 1,000 feet, which is where we want to be for circuit height. Keep trimming the aircraft as we go. And we'll point our nose towards Adelaide City, and we'll fly out in that direction there. Lovely. All right, we'll just double check that everything is okay. Our flaps are definitely up. Landing gear is definitely up. She does want to, is trying to climb on me, but that's wind shear and stuff. Now that we're over these industrial buildings, we'll do a left turn for our left circuit, and we're going to do a full stop landing when we get back into Parafield. No worries, we can do that. Now I'm going to start slowing the aircraft down a bit now. I'm also going to bring the prop back up to full and make sure that the mixture is fully rich as well, and trim the nose of the aircraft up a little, and bring the throttle down a little. Just to slow him down.
Piper 1 Whiskey Lima, wind 245 at 1 tree. Cleared to land runway 26 left.
So she's handling very, very well. It does handle very, very well. This. We're ready for one stage of flaps, and we're going to do our turn now. We'll fly along. This road here over the top of this roundabout, and we'll fly along this road and then turn in for our final. Okay, so I'm trimming the aircraft. It feels absolutely magnificent to fly. It responds really, really well, or it responds as you would expect a real aircraft to respond, which is absolutely brilliant. We're going to put another stage of flaps down. We're getting a warning now because we don't have our landing gear down. But we're going to stabilize the aircraft, and Just bring that trim up a little. And bring our landing gear down. And as you can see, we've got 3 green on our landing gear. Just going to bring the throttle up a little bit. You want to land this at around about 75 knots. I'm going to keep trimming the nose up a bit, bringing the throttle in. The throttle does reduce. It does reduce, and like it does reduce you reduce your altitude and increase your rate of descent and decrease your rate of descent, as you would expect. For an aircraft to do while you're doing that. There's our runway just over there. We're going to bring her in. We're going to bring it in for a full stop landing, and then I'm going to show you guys some. I'm going to show you guys a little bit of. We'll see how it stalls. We'll see what type of stall it does, and sort of have a little bit of a mess around with the rudders and stuff as we go. So, all right, just going to come in here. We've got our landing clearance. I'm just going to reduce the throttle a bit. The aircraft wants to climb a little there. I've got 2 stages of flaps down. We are going to go full flaps for landing on this as we go, and there we go. Lovely. I'm having a few issues there, sorry guys, and we'll just confirm that. Ever since I got this Adelaide scenery from Orbex, the Parafield scenery, and the South Australian Adelaide and Adelaide City scenery, my freezes and stuff on this are absolutely horrible. All right, we're coming in at 70 knots there, which is really good. We've got a slight crosswind, but we'll keep lining ourselves up with the runway. Just going to bring some throttle down because we are a little bit high now. Just going to bring some throttle down. We'll see how she stalls above the runway. And I can feel her moving around the way this aircraft should move around in real life in these conditions. Okay, and our throttle is off, and I'm just going to bring that back. There we go. Lovely. Sorry about that, guys. I had my phone ring there in case you guys could hear that. And we are down. So there we go. That is the Piper Arrow 3. I'm going to go up and take off again, and we'll see how she handles in some stalls and stuff as well. Okay, we are nearly. There we go. We've got an aircraft going into land on 26 right down there. We are up at an altitude where what we're going to do now. What we're going to do now is I'm just going to bring some power down in the aircraft, and we're going to do a stall and see how this aircraft handles in a stall. See if she handles in a real way. What we would be expecting in a stall is for the left wing to drop and for us to get ourselves into a bit of a spin. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring the throttle down. I'm going to bring the throttle down and bring our airspeed down. I'm going to try and keep the nose up a little bit as well. There we go. Keep the nose up. Keep the nose up. Bring the aircraft down to a stall speed. There we go. All right. Now we've got our gear warning because our throttle is right down. I'm just going to keep this up and let the airspeed. I'm going to keep back pressure on and see how the aircraft handles. We should be getting in very close to stall speed now. And there's our warning. There's our warning. Our stall warning. And holding it up, holding it up. And the aircraft is basically The aircraft is basically... Oh, shut the hell up.
Miles northeast of Adelaide. Contact Adelaide Tower on 120.5 when inbound.
Let's bring all of that down. And the aircraft is wanting to... She's actually not wanting to drop as she should.
Tower on 120.5 Thai Asia 527.
I am actually flying. With 0. There we go. She's starting to drop now. There we go. And there she goes for a stall. Doesn't seem to stall as much as it should. Doesn't seem to want to stall as much as it should, strangely enough. All right, we're coming back into land at Parafield again. This time we're landing on runway 21 left. I'm actually very we've got somebody coming in and landing on I think. Well, I thought they were landing on 26, but they're not. Just going to get rid of this incessant beep and put my landing gear down. I'm going to come in and land on 21 left. I'm disappointed that I couldn't get the aircraft into a stall. I'm quite disappointed with that, actually. I really expected that it would, and I hadn't tested that out previously, so it's a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. So we're going to go in and we're going to land, and then I'm going to wrap up this first look. Who's coming in for runway 21 left, which is that runway right there. Looks like that aircraft is clear and has nearly landed. There we go, lovely.
Piper Yankee Kilo, Papa exit runway when able.
And down we go. We're going to do a full stop landing here. Just going to bring my head down a little bit. There we go. Lovely, that's a little bit better. But yeah, overall, guys, this aircraft handles really well. Like I just love flying it. It's one of my favorite GA aircraft, and it's definitely one of my favorite, or if not my favorite, GA aircraft in Flight Sim that's available for download. So there we go. Bring her in. We're getting a little bit of oomph coming in here. Don't know what's going on. Got a little bit of turbulence coming over the top of those buildings, which is throwing me around considerably. All right, I'm going to bring in another stage of flaps, which is going to balloon us a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit better. 67 knots, 65 knots. Bringing her in. That wind is playing silly buggers with us, and let's bring that down and see if we can. We know we can't stall the aircraft. There we go. Lovely. All right. That was a little bit of a. A difficult landing there. I reckon my rudder trim might have. Come a little bit of muck there. All right, lovely. In we go. We'll turn off of here and finish this first look up.
Piper 1 Whiskey Lima, contact ground.
There we go. All right, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed this first look. This is a magnificent aircraft. I really do. I really do love flying this one. It's brilliant to work with. You've got a whole pile of options with your GPS that you're using on the aircraft. You've got a whole pile of options for the aircraft on the panel there. So yeah, this is the Piper Arrow 3. From Just Flight. There is also available a Piper Arrow 3 Turbo and 4 Turbo as well. which I might actually, I think I might look into. You can buy the whole lot as a package, but I obviously didn't do that. But I'm thinking that I might actually look into the turbo version as well, which will give us a little bit more altitude to fly at and stuff. But thank you very much for watching this, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.